It just backed up automatically. No clicking around, no manual upload, and it's not the first time. It keeps happening in the background. This used to be something I worried about losing. Now it just happens. Most people think backing up photos is something you have to remember to do, but they don't fail because of storage. They fail because that depends on consistency. So instead of relying on that, we build a system that runs on its own. No reminders, no decisions, it just works. We'll start with the first piece, installing Rclone. To install Rclone on Linux, make sure that you're root and then just run apt install Rclone. If you're using a system that has DNF or yum, it's the same thing. Just install Rclone. You may have to install EPEL release first if you haven't already. Then you can run Rclone -- version. Take note of the version. Usually the package manager version is a bit older than what you can download off their website. To get Rclone on Windows, you can go to their website, rclone.org/downloads, and download the latest. But as you saw, 160 is what I have, and 174 is the latest. So I'll go to the bottom, and I'll click on downloads, and I'll go to version 1.60.1, and I'll download it for Windows. Once you download it, you can go find the folder where rclone.exe is, and click in the top bar, type PowerShell, and hit enter. And now you can use Rclone right away. If you type /rclone and tab until you get exe -- version, here we have a working Rclone. I'm not going to get into how to add this to your path, but for now you can use it exactly like this. On Mac, as long as you have Homebrew, it's really easy. Just run brew install Rclone, and in my case, it's already installed. And you can see which version it has, so just make sure you match that up with your server. Next, let's set up Rclone to work with Google Drive. I'm logged into a remote Linux server here. I'm going to say new remote. I'm going to call it Google Drive. And I'm going to select the storage. So we can go up here and select Google Drive number 18. We'll enter that. Client ID and secret, we can leave those blank. And then we'll do one for full access. If you're not going to back anything up to Google Drive, but rather only copying from Google Drive locally, you can do read only. But I'm going to put stuff onto Google Drive. So I'm going to say 1, service account file, I'm going to hit enter, leave that blank, advanced config, no. And since I'm logged into a Linux server with no monitor, I'm going to say no to the auto config. This is self-explanatory. If you want to say yes, if you're doing it locally, go ahead and do that, but I'll say no. And now we have to switch terminals. We have to go back to our laptop and run some stuff locally where we have access to a browser. So take this and copy it, however you copy it. For me, it's enter, and we'll go back. Here we are back in Windows. I'm going to paste the command, Rclone authorized drive, and then that little token. And I'm just going to do up arrow and put a / front of Rclone. There we go. Now it's working. In another browser, I'll log into Google, and it has this code. Now I can paste this code in here, copy it, back to the other terminal, paste that in here, hit enter, and we can say no to the team drive, and we can say yes to keep this Google Drive remote, and we're all set. Q to quit. Now we can touch a test file, ls, the Google Drive remote, which will show your files. Let's copy that test file to Google Drive. We will do Rclone copy test.txt Google -drive : if you hit enter right now, it'll go to the top level, but I want it in the back me up folder. So I'll hit enter and let it copy, and it's done. And if we head over to Google Drive and we can check my back me up folder, it has the 3 files from previous videos, and then this blank test.txt showed up right where we want it. Next, the process for OneDrive is very similar. Just run Rclone config, and for new remote, OneDrive is the name, and definitely check the numbers. They change based on the version of Rclone. 30 for OneDrive, so we'll enter 30. Client ID and secret can be blank. I'll say global for the region. Advanced config, I'm going to say no. Headless, I'm going to say no. This is where I have issues. This doesn't work for me. It might work for you. It's worth a try. I'm going to say no. I'll go back and try to authorize OneDrive on Windows. So I'll copy this command. We'll go back into PowerShell, paste the command, and of course we have to add the // in the beginning. My browser opened, it signed me in, and it gave me a code. I'm going to copy the code, go back to the other terminal and paste it. Then I'll hit enter, and I get an error. It says for me, empty token found, can't decode JSON response, blah, blah, blah. So if this happens to you, here's the workaround. Back in PowerShell, we're just going to do the same process, just locally. So we'll run Rclone config on our laptop. We're going to say new remote, OneDrive, all the same questions and answers, except look, the number's different. You have to make sure that it matches your version. 31, client secret blank, region is 1, edit advanced config is no, and then we say yes to the auto config and we'll let it do its thing. It's going to log in. Okay, it's done. Now we're going to say OneDrive personal or business. Then we'll select the drive number. It's probably just one for you. Say yes if this looks good, and then say yes again to save it. Now you can say Q to quit. Now here's the trick. In File Explorer, type in appdata/rclone to get to the rclone directory. And you have rclone.conf here. You're going to open that in Notepad. Now you can copy this entire config section for OneDrive, and we're going to go put it onto the Linux computer. Go back to your Linux terminal, and we're going to nano home/.config/rclone/rclone.conf. As we can see, our Google Drive stuff is already here, so we can just paste the OneDrive stuff, Control O to save, hit enter, Control X to get out of there. And now if we do rclone ls OneDrive : hit enter, it should work. And there it is. I had to hit Control C because it was listing every single file, but this proves the connection, so we're good to go. In the last video, we set up image. In this video, we can protect this library directory with all of your photos in it. So if we had to copy this entire directory, it would go file by file and it would take forever. Instead, we're going to compress it all into a zip file, or in this case, a tar file, by using the tar command. So we'll type tar czvf library.tgz is the name of the archive, and we'll take that library folder and turn it into an archive. Once that finishes, you'll see this library.tgz file in the directory. If you want to check what's inside it, tar tvf library.tgz will show you. Now you can move this library.tgz to home/backups or some directory like that. You can rclone cp it to Google Drive. Now, doing that all the time is of course quite cumbersome. So let's create a backup folder in our services folder. You're going to want to do this all the time. And then we'll open up backup.sh. I'm going to go ahead and paste this script that I've been testing. I know it works. So I'm in Vim. If you don't know how to use Vim, you can Google it. But anyway, in this script, we have the first couple lines here, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You can change these if you want to, but for now, it's going to back up that library folder in image, which contains all of your data, and put it in my Google Drive in the backups folder. You can also change the local backup directory, which is just going to be in your home folder, and this keep variable tells you how many backups to keep. So what we're going to do is test this out by running it once, and then we're going to actually edit it. We're going to run it multiple times. So make it executable and run it, and it might take a little bit. Okay, it's all done. Let's check the backups folder. There it is. It's done. And I'm going to go ahead and run it again. Well, first let's look at Google Drive. Here it is. Let's run this 4 more times, and then the 5th time it should clean itself up. I'll run time./backup.sh so that I get an idea of how long this takes this time. Okay, I ran this thing a bunch. I have 5 total backups. 1, 2, 3 from yesterday, 2 from today. It is 6:19. So the moment of truth, I'm going to run time./backup.sh one more time, and let's see if it rotates them. Took a little over a minute. Now let's list those backups. There's only 5, and now there are 2 from yesterday, 3 from today. Seems to have worked locally. Let's check Google Drive. Beautiful. 2 from yesterday, 3 from today. Let's do it one more time just to be sure. Here it goes. 4 from today, 1 from yesterday, and same on my drive. So looks like it's working as expected. Now let's create a cron job so that this runs on its own without us having to run it ourselves. Do cron tab-e. You can pick whichever one you want. I prefer Vim. Go to the bottom, and we're going to add something for 2 minutes from now. So for me, that's 1614 ****, and the full path to the script. Save that file, and now we're going to wait 2 minutes and see if it works. Here's the before. Note that it fails silently, so if you made a mistake like I did, it's not going to tell you. So if you paste the full command, you will see the error, just like if it's trying to run as a cron job. Anyway, I messed up the username, so let's fix that. And now that I messed it up, I'm going to set it for 2 minutes from now at 1617. And now we wait again. There we go. 5 backups in a row from today. That means that our cron job worked. Very exciting. Next, edit the cron tab again, and honestly, 16:17 in the afternoon, 4:17 p.m. Awkward time for me. I would rather it happen at 2 a.m. or 5 a.m. I'm going to say 5 a.m. I like it when my computer does work for me at 5 a.m. And you can save that file, and now you have hopefully some confidence that this is going to run at 5 a.m. Maybe check in the morning. Head over to tryhexbox.com. You can join the waitlist and get weekly info on progress and be the first to know when HexBox is available for purchase. Thanks for watching. See you next week.